Welcome back. This is our second episode of N4N, News for Nicole. Today we're going to hear from our reporters in Roxbury, in Norwalk, Miami, and Stratford.
Our first story features a highly confidential and classified project that's going on behind closed barn doors.
Hi guys, this is some good news from Roxbury, and Clancy the tractor is going to be feeling much better after having valves adjusted and a new head gasket and being torn apart and put back together. It's going to be ready for tractor rides whenever you guys want to come up for a ride.
Woohoo! Tell us when you're ready, Nicole.
Okay.
Hi, Nicole and Adam. This is Some Good News number 3 from Mount Crumpet in Roxbury. We are just simply sending our love and our good thoughts to you guys as you go through your struggle, and we hope you're doing okay and you're strong and you'll make it through, and we can't wait to have you on the farm for those tractor rides. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Andrew and Val, for that very heartfelt message. And by the way, I want to ride on Clancy the tractor. Hey Gina, we have another mystery brewing. This time we head out to Norwalk. And Pete, what's happening over there?
Hello, we're here at Winding Lane, where we're told there used to be junipers for nigh 50 years. And now, nothing. No one knows what happened to the junipers. One morning, the family woke up. They were gone without a trace. Not a stump, not a greenery. Nothing but rocks and dirt. No one even knows what they'll do with the space where the junipers were. We'll be back to Winding Lane when we find out what will go where the junipers went.
I don't know. I'm thinking juniper bushes produce juniper berries, which produce what?
Gin.
That's right, gin. If I were Pete, I'd be asking Tammy what happened to those shrubs.
Hey, let's head back to Miami now for a special story from Mark.
And welcome to my segment. You can think of this like a cooking show, just for music. I'm going to show you how I wrote a song in one day and all the things that go into writing the song. Okay? So, here we go. So first starts with coming up with the melody, and I started humming some stuff and settled on a little theme for you that was sounded like this. Boom, bo-dee-da, dee-dee-da. And you can see right here, once I got that melody, I start writing it into the music, right onto the score here. Yeah, and I thought of that as kind of a little uplifting melody. You know, it heads upwards. And you can even see how all the notes head that way. Then the next thing I'm going to end up doing is trying to come up with more ideas from that. So I'm going to take it, and here I'm actually about to play it. So you can hear the sounds on the computer program here. So now I copy that, and I'm moving it around. I'm going to put it in some different places on the music staff so that I get to hear what other versions of that sound like, so I can kind of develop it. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to listen to those versions to see what they sound like and see if I like any of the particular ones. So here's one. That's the original one. Now this is a little bit higher. Now this is kind of my little raw material, so I'm just kind of coming up with the ingredients and moving them around and kind of expanding on it. So that one I kind of liked, and I'm going to end up using that third one also. So here I'm going to copy this and put it into a little space that this will be the beginning of the song. Then I have that copied, and after singing it again, so bo bo dee da dee da da, Then I like the ba-bo-dee. But I think I'm going to change this note to ba-de, da-da. I'm going to change that note too. So that's really just the melody that I'm starting off. I got that original idea, and then I moved to a new idea based off the original idea, just a little bit higher. So the first one actually sounds kind of, nice and triumphant. The second one adds a little bit of struggle to it. You can listen to this. And here's the second one with the new note. And that's how I start by getting going with, adding some little development of the idea. So this is going to be a multi-part series where I keep showing you. This is the first in the series where I developed the original idea. And you see how I'm copying now, and I'm actually just taking a little piece from the end of that. But now I want to kind of bring it to a higher point and start coming down. All right, so that is your first little mini segment of my composition show here. I hope you enjoyed this beginning and that you'll look forward to when we take the melody and put it on different instruments and all of that.
Thanks so much for that, Mark. And now settle in, folks, because Leanne has agreed to release her special recipe for those delicious holiday Heath Bar cookies. Leanne?
Hey Nicole, it's Leanne. I'm in the bathroom because it's the only place I have any privacy to actually make a video. So what I'm going to do for you is show you my recipe for the chocolate chip cookies that everyone likes, the Heath Bar ones that I make. So I will now go into the kitchen and try to make this video. Okay, so what you need for this recipe is a cup of white sugar, a cup of brown sugar, 2 cups of flour, 2.5 cups of Quaker Oats, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 sticks or 1 cup of butter, 2 eggs, and these should be at room temperature, and chocolate chips and Heath Bar bits of brickle, which is this. Now for the Heath Bar, I just use half of this package, half of a 8-ounce package, which is about a cup. And the same goes for the the milk chocolate and the semi-sweet chocolate. If you want, you can use, instead of the milk chocolate, you can use a large Hershey bar cut up, like one of those big giant ones. But I don't have that today, so I have to go with chocolate chips. And now with the Quaker Oats, the 2.5 cup of Quaker Oats, what I do is I grind them to a powder in this. So I've already ground up 1.5 cups. So I'm going to do the remaining cup right now. So here's the remaining cup of the oats. And like I said, I just grind them into a powder in one of these mini prep processors. Here we go. So just like that. And until it looks like that. Put that in. And that's your, some of them didn't get ground, but that's okay. So that's your 2.5 cups of Quaker Oats. And what I add, so now what I add to this is the dry ingredients. So hold on a second. Hey Nikki, I got Sean to help me with the flour segment. So he's going to demonstrate what not to do when you're putting a cup of flour into a measuring cup.
Help me. Save me. So, what you don't do, you don't scoop it up and pack it down. That's what not to do. Don't scoop it up and pack it down. Like this. Try and scoop up as much as you can.
So this is what you do.
I think I did better than you, Ma. Just saying.
All right, so then that's that.
And you put it in your bowl.
Then you take a teaspoon of baking powder. Teaspoon of baking soda. And a half a teaspoon of salt. Then you don't
Okay.
take a whisk and just lightly
Stir it up.
stir that up. Then you're going to take
Clean off your mess that you made.
yes. Now that the dried ingredients are done, now we're going to go to our wet ingredients. And in my mixer here, if you have a KitchenAid, that's great. If you don't, a
Buy one.
mixer. Buy one. Yes, if you don't buy one, because it's much easier than using a hand mixer. So you can take your butter
Full stick of butter.
and another one,
Another stick of butter.
which is a cup of butter, Sean. Room temperature.
Room temperature butter.
And then you want to take your sugars.
Sugar.
So with
Get a smaller one.
a big
Big spoon.
try not to make a mess because Dad will yell at me.
Yeah. Not my fault, Dad. Your same technique that you did last time.
Yeah, but with sugar too.
So a little more difficult.
Okay, so that's a cup of sugar.
1 cup of sugar.
And now with brown sugar, you do want to pack it.
So
You do
this
wanna
time you do want to
press it down.
pack it down. Hey, clean up the kitchen.
Well, that's what you're going to do, Sean. You're going to clean up the kitchen.
Wait,
after
huh?
that.
Wait, what? I ain't your slave.
I'm not your slave. Let's see.
Go
So
on, reading major.
then you're going to mix this together on like low speed. And you're going to mix that until it's light and fluffy. So this is what it should look like after it's been stirred up a bit. Now you're going to add your
2 eggs.
eggs at room temperature.
Room temperature eggs. Can I add them?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, I'm taking the camera. Oops.
So I just crack it on here and pour
Crack it in there. Crack it on the counter and then put it in there. This may be how not to do an egg, Nikki, or this may be how to do an egg.
I know how to do my eggs. Alright. Anywho, throw it in there.
Alright, and then always put that, in case that egg is bad, always put that one in. Yeah, so add 1 egg. I'm actually gonna stir that up a bit. Just a little bit. Okay, now he's gonna do the second egg.
Throw it
Clean that up. All right.
in this one.
Yep. All right, now that goes in there too. Okay.
It's been a while.
All right. And then you're going to beat that for a while.
And here's what it should look like after.
Yeah, after you've beaten the eggs and the butter and the sugar, it should look like that. Then what you're going to do is add in a teaspoon of vanilla and start to add in your dry ingredients. And I just put on low speed. Oh, and the other thing you want to do is scrape down. You want to scrape down the sides just to make sure everything is incorporated. I know Peggy's watching me with her million cookbooks, so I gotta get this right. Okay, now, so you just put in and just stir it on low. Put like another cup in. Slowly. I do this kind of fast because it's not good to let it mix too much or too long once the flour gets in there. Until like you don't see the grainy parts anymore at the bottom. That looks like it's about right. But you're going to still stir in the chips. So then here's my bits of brickle. This is what makes it so good.
Secret ingredient.
That's right. And then just like as many chocolate chips as you want. I don't know. I don't put a lot. I don't like a lot of chocolate chips, but if you really like chocolate chips, you can put more in. I just kind of eyeball it to what I like. And then I just let it kind of... And if you have a strong person, you can do it by hand, but I like to use the mixer. You're not strong, Sean.
Maybe.
No, Sean's not strong
Better
enough.
get my dining like
And that's about it. And then what I like to do then is take this down and kind of
scrape it off.
Scrape it off. Okay. And just give it a stir for any of the ones that didn't
Fold it a bit.
Yeah, for any of the ones that didn't get in at the bottom. And that looks pretty good. So then what you want to do next is get a scoop. If you don't have a scoop, you can use a tablespoon. and just but that's how I like to do it, because this scoop makes the perfect size. I don't know what size this is. I don't know if they have sizes on it, but it's smaller than an ice cream scoop and bigger than a melon baller. That's the only way I know how to describe it. So before we do that, we're going to
We're gonna have parchment paper.
parchment paper onto our cookie sheet. I like to use parchment paper. And I forgot to tell you to preheat the oven to 375. 75.
It's very dim, but there it is.
So then we're gonna, and kind of shimmer it up the side, take off the excess, and scoop it in.
Can you want?
And yeah, there you can stop it. So this is what it looks like. Sean did a great job scooping them out, and they're almost ready for the oven. While you're waiting for the cookies to bake, you can even make your cookie dough balls here ahead of time. So I just like to do them all into a plate and then clean as I go. So, and the cookies, once they go into the oven, take between 7 and 8 minutes, depending on your oven. My oven cooks fairly fast, so I always find like 7 minutes and 40 seconds is a really good time for these cookies, but it depends on your oven. But I would check them after 7 minutes just to make sure that they are not burning.
Don't burn the house down.
Don't burn the house down. There you go.
This is my part.
He's so good at doing the dishes. Ever since quarantine, this is where
this is one of my parts.
The other part is to eat them.
Ever since quarantine, Dave's become a great dishwasher. So proud of him.
Here are the cookies being pulled out of the oven. Make sure you have a mitt on because they're hot. Yum. And we have all our other cookies to make.
And that's what they look like when they come
That's what
out.
they look like when they come out.
Yeah, puffed up they are.
Yeah.
They smell really good.
I did a good job.
Yes, you did, Sean. You did do a good job.
And then it should take about like 14 minutes to cook the rest of these.
Yeah.
Around there.
Around there.
Something like that.
Okay. After they've cooled on just a little bit, a couple minutes on the,
Cooling rack.
on the
Whatever
baking
it's called.
pan. Then you put them on the cooling
Yeah, then you
rack.
put them on the cooling rack. That's what I mean.
And it's nice, easy. They don't stick. Parchment paper's great.
Here we are.
Here we are with
Oh,
our
wait.
cookies. Oh, Asen already started.
can't eat it.
So this is the cookies, and we'll ship some off to you. And we hope you enjoyed our video.
This is so bad.
Is it bad?
I know.
Or the video's bad, or it's the cookies bad?
Hey, cut me out.
Cookies are good.
Oh, the cookies are good? Okay.
This is
You
cringy.
okay, Dad?
We should edit it. Oh, hi.
We love you,
My
Nicole.
cookie. Love you.
How are they, guys? Are they good?
Good. No, they're horrible.
Good.
I'm just kidding. Oh.
Well,
Good. Oh.
Oh, no, Daisy can't eat it. It's chaos here. Okay.
Welcome to the small
Don't
house.
do this. Don't do that. No, no, read it.
And that concludes episode 2 of N4N News for Nicole. Stay tuned for episode 3 and join us and listen to more stories from our field reporters.